All right, what's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome back again for another video. So the playoffs is getting deeper. We're only down to 4 teams now, but we'll discuss the hottest free agent right now. Well, he's not technically a free agent outside of Zach LaVine, but this would have implications, I would say, with Zach LaVine as well in the Chicago Bulls. So let's talk about DeAndre Ayton right after this.
Get the lowdown on one of the most iconic basketball teams in the world. You're listening to Chicago Bulls Nation.
All right, Bulls Nation. So the Suns have been, needless to say, underwhelming in this Game 7. They got blown out by the Dallas Mavericks, and comes with that DeAndre Ayton being benched basically in the second half. And then when asked, they just said that it was internal. So the writing is on the wall. We know that DeAndre Ayton is not happy with Phoenix, but there's different scenarios here that could affect not only Zach LaVine, but the Chicago Bulls in general. You know, like, because there's 5 teams who could create cap space. Some of them doesn't even need to, because Ayton's max is lower than Zach. There's like the same 5 teams. So if one of them gives an offer sheet to DeAndre Ayton, that team, and let's say Phoenix didn't match, right? Like, let's just pretend that Phoenix is hell-bent on not giving Ayton the max, because it'll be expensive for them with Booker, and you just signed Bridges. So is that possible? Sure. Highly unlikely, but let's just say in that scenario they didn't match. So that is one team off of LaVine that could sign outright. Any other team, LaVine needs our help. He does. To facilitate a sign and trade. Otherwise, the Bulls would just be like, hey, sign with Detroit, for example. And Ayton, to be quite honest with you, is, I would say, a more desirable free agent than Zach because of injury history. He's also younger and also cheaper. So let's say for somebody like Detroit, who has Cade Cunningham, if I was Detroit and I got the cap, I would look into Ayton first, giving him that offer. If he, they talk in the back. He can talk to his agent, tampering and all that stuff. He'll be like, hey, we're prepared to make an offer sheet. We're going to offer him the max. So don't sign that qualifying offer. And they'll be like, all right, cool. So it puts Phoenix in a position where they have to choose. Now, another option that Phoenix could do is, if they don't, and Ayton is hard to lose, man. He's their number one pick. They pick the guy. And also, it's hard to lose your number one pick for absolutely nothing, right? This is not like a Zach LaVine situation where we're already built and all that stuff. And, he has some injury. He's 27. Ayton is 23. I guess, albeit he's going to turn 24. He's a big guy that doesn't grow in trees. So, it's a bit difficult more for Phoenix than the Bulls situation here. So let's say, where does the Bulls come into equation here? I've seen this pop, in Twitter and all that stuff. The Vooch to Ayton. Now, Phoenix is not going to just get Vooch. If I was Phoenix, I'll just re-sign Ayton for max. And, even at that, even at worst, I would say Ayton would be a better value than getting Vooch at this point, right? And nothing against Vooch, but Vooch is like 32, Ayton's 23. What is this, like $8 million difference? And then Vooch is going to be a free agent right after this year. So how much are you going to sign him for, right? You stayed away for $32 million and you're going to sign Vooch, for example, 20. I mean, the drop off defensively is massive. And at that point, I'd rather just keep Ayton, even though I don't feel like he deserves a max. Unless the Bulls add sweetener, because we can't do it straight up. First and foremost, the salaries don't match. So you have to do some maneuvering as far as that is concerned. Now, the question is for Bulls fans, how much do you want to have Ayton? How far would you go adding assets to attach to Vooch so that you could get Ayton? This is kind of like Zach LaVine. I keep on saying that, hey, you know what? Zach needs us to facilitate a sign and trade, which is true. Can he sign outright? Sure, you could, to 5 teams if he wants the max. Now, for Ayton's the same way, like hey, there's only 5 teams, and Ayton's even worse because he is a restricted free agent if he signs a if he doesn't sign a qualifying offer. So he's in a tougher situation where he needs Phoenix's help more than Zach does us. Now, with that being said, if you're the Bulls, we know we know our weakness is the interior defense, and Ayton can provide that. He's young. If you think about it, he's in the timeline of Ayo and Patrick Williams. Mentioning those names, if I was Phoenix, I would want one of those guys. Specifically, perhaps Patrick Williams, because on the guard, they're pretty much set with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. And they got Campaign, whatever. It's Campaign. He worked, he played here. So they might not set their eyes on Ayo. Now, if you're a Bulls fan and knowing that you have a limited window here, right? Would you trade Patrick Williams so you can have a lineup of Ayton, DeMar, and Zach? That the center hold just got patched up. You still got to work on the power forward because you just traded your only power forward in Patrick Williams. Is that going to make the Bulls significantly better or even a contending team? Does Ayo make that for the Bulls? I don't know the answer, really. I'm not sold on that trade because I want to hold on to Patrick Williams and see what we do have. I'm not sold completely on Ayo. On Ayton. I'm not completely sold, but I'm also not dismissing the guy. 24 years old, tons of potential. Maybe he's just not being utilized as well in Phoenix. He's shown flashes. Do I want him on the Bulls? Absolutely. The question is at what cost? In the ideal world with trading Vooch, Kobe White, and maybe Portland's first. You know what? I'm even gonna go as far as trading our number 18 this year. I still don't think Phoenix is gonna go for that. I honestly do not think Phoenix is going to go for that at all. You put in Patrick Williams. Now you traded a fourth rounder to a first. So that gap is not too big now if you're Phoenix. And also you got Vooch, who's basically worth 2 first rounders. You get Ayton in there. Maybe you sign Bobby Portis, perhaps as the power forward. You have a pretty nasty lineup because Bobby Portis has a player option this year for $4 million, and I bet you he's going to decline that to get greener pastures elsewhere, and maybe the Bulls can offer a mid-level for him, for 10, double his salary right now. I don't know if he's going to bite to that. Who knows? But come back to the Bulls. Let's see. I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments. But if the Bulls fans are thinking we can get Ayo just for Vooch, I don't think that's going to happen. The more realistic scenario here would be Patrick Williams and Vooch. And trust me, I do not want to get rid of Patrick Williams. But let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.